at TPM videos. Have you ever thought about which Walt Disney World rides are the best? Now, the best doesn't necessarily mean the fastest and the most thrilling. Sometimes the slowest rides encompass the true Disney experience. What sets a lot of Disney rides apart from rides at other theme parks is their ability to tell a story, immersing you into a brand new world. Now, imagine you're going to visit all 4 theme parks in one day: Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Magic Kingdom. It's tough to do, but it's possible. You only have so much time in a day, which means that there's only so many rides you can actually go on. You'd probably choose the best rides if you could, right? Well, this video is going to be approached with the mindset of only having one day to visit all 4 parks. You're only able to go on 10 rides, which does not include show-based experiences, and you're not necessarily limited by FastPass availability. So today, we're going to be counting down the top 10 best rides at Walt Disney World. Number 10. Remember how we said that sometimes the slowest rides encompass the true Disney experience? Well, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover falls right into this category. And although it only comes speeds of 7 miles per hour, nothing screams classic Disney like the People Mover. It's one of the longer rides at Magic Kingdom with a ride time of just under 10 minutes. The line's usually pretty short, and not only does it take you through other attractions and offers great views of Tomorrowland, you also get some pretty amazing views of the hub and the castle as well. This Grand Circle tour of Tomorrowland is unique and still has a lot of its original charm that it had when it opened in 1975. Anyone regardless of age and height can enjoy the People Mover. It might just be the most iconic ride in Tomorrowland, especially seeing how it's still operational and Disneyland's is now abandoned and extinct. Number 9. Using audio animatronics to tell a story is another ride element that encompasses the Disney experience. And what a better example of this than Spaceship Earth at Epcot. Sure, it's another slow-moving Omnimover ride, but with a ride time of just over 16 minutes, this makes it the longest ride on the list. Although Spaceship Earth has seen some changes since it first opened in 1982, it's still a perfect example of the traditional way of Disney storytelling. From the onboard narration by Judi Dench to the score and the intricate scenes with all the animatronics, you're drawn into each scene as you watch the evolution of communication technology come to life right before your eyes. It's amazing how realistic some of the animatronics are, especially the sleeping monk. He's one of my favorites for sure. Disney's ability to use physical sets and animatronics to tell a story always makes for a captivating ride, and the fact that it all fits in this geodesic sphere is even more amazing. Number 8. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in New Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom introduced this coaster dark ride hybrid attraction to the Disney parks. The highlight of the ride is definitely seeing the Seven Dwarf animatronics as you travel through the mine. These are some of the best audio animatronics at Walt Disney World. The ride isn't too intense, but with its coaster elements, it's much more thrilling than your typical dark ride, with a top speed of 34 miles per hour. The ride vehicles are also pretty unique, where the trains actually sway from side to side as you make your way along the track. In terms of the story, the narrative isn't as fleshed out as other Disney rides. Sure, you ride through the Enchanted Forest to then find yourself in the mine, but that's about it. The dark ride elements are what help tell a Disney story. And I gotta say, if this ride had one more major dark ride scene instead of just the cottage at the brake run, this ride would have ranked in the top 5 for sure. The ride falls on the short end, but it is a lot of fun. Number 7. Heading back over to Epcot, get ready to prepare for liftoff as we head on soaring around the world in the Land Pavilion. This has become one of the highlight attractions at Walt Disney World, and it offers a pretty unique experience. After your hang glider is raised 40 feet in the air, you're taken over breathtaking landscapes around the world. This is one of those jaw-dropping experiences where you sway in the wind, smell the scents of the world, feel the wind in your hair, and get to listen to an iconic score as you head on this scenic journey. It really feels like you're flying. Now, this is one of those times where a Disney ride is less about a story and more about an experience. And it's not every day you get to fly over the world, right? Video doesn't do this ride justice, but when you step into the show building to see this 80-foot IMAX projection dome, you know you're in for a special experience. Number 6. There's nothing quite like the feeling of riding Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. Waiting for Steven Tyler's countdown as you're launched from 0 to 57 miles in 2.8 seconds never fails to thrill. The Rock and Roller Coaster queue and pre-show are actually quite detailed and do tell a story that sets up this coaster experience through the dark. The inside of G-Force Records feels and looks like a real recording studio. Then once you head into the pre-show room, it helps further set the scene.
Wait a minute, I love that idea. How about some backstage passes?
A lot of people always seem to not be interested in the pre-show, but this setup of getting the backstage passes and heading into the back alley to catch your super stretch limo is the Disney difference when it comes to roller coasters. The back alley of the loading area is full of grit and dirt, but after a minute of flying through the coaster track, which does include 3 inversions, the scenery of the ride completely changes when you get to the theater for the premiere. This is just one of the best coasters at Walt Disney World. And don't worry, there's more to come. Number 5. Next, we're gonna change the pace and board our boat on Pirates of the Caribbean at Magic Kingdom. Water-based dark rides are a staple of the Disney theme parks, and Pirates of the Caribbean is another classic Disney attraction. Dozens of audio animatronics, highly detailed physical sets, and a catchy soundtrack can all be found along the 8-minute leisure ride. Now sure, this version of Pirates is shorter than Disneyland's, but that's not to say that this isn't a good ride by any means. It's one of the rides I go on multiple times while at Magic Kingdom, and it's another classic Disney ride. Now, although Pirates of the Caribbean has seen some changes since it first opened in 1973, it still lets you experience the pirate's life. Each of the different scenes sort of tells their own story, which is easy to follow, and there's surprises around every corner, especially when it comes to the water cannons, so you might get wet. The ride features some pretty realistic animatronics, like Jack Sparrow and the Auctioneer, and it wouldn't be a trip to Walt Disney World without singing, Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Number 4. Changing pace once again, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom is another great example of the Disney difference when it comes to roller coasters. This ride has immense theming. It begins right in the queue, which sets up the story of the legend of the Yeti, then continues through the journey into the Himalayas, arriving at the base of Mount Everest. The coaster track is cleverly designed right into the architecture of the mountain, and your experience takes place inside and outside. This ride has the thrill factor. You'll plunge backwards into a helix that gives you the feeling that you're going upside down. Then it eventually dives down the largest drop and reaches top speeds of 50 miles per hour. Then, after a near miss, you run into the Yeti, or Disco Yeti, who guards the Forbidden Mountain. You can get your Disco Yeti t-shirt in our Teespring store. Link is in the description. Expedition Everest is how you do a roller coaster the right way. But an honorable mention, which could be considered number 4B, is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. This is sort of like Expedition Everest's little cousin that isn't as thrilling since it only reaches top speeds of about 30 to 35 miles per hour. But it does use a mountain in a similar way to disguise the coaster track, once again giving you the Disney difference when it comes to roller coaster theming. The entire area takes up 2.5 acres of Frontierland, and this ride also has a story, but it's not as prominent as other Disney attractions. It's better known for just being the wildest ride in the wilderness. Both of these mountainous Disney roller coasters are some of the best rides to get your adrenaline pumping, and they never disappoint. Number 3. Avatar Flight of Passage in Pandora at Animal Kingdom is a great example of how to use 3D augmented reality on a ride the right way. This flying simulator attraction allows guests to ride on the back of a Banshee and soar across the landscape of Pandora. Think of it as a cross between a more intense soaring with the movement of Star Tours, only you're riding on your own individual.
This is the not-for-sale Kia Forte race car with a blistering top speed and excessive amount of horsepower. And this is the totally redesigned 2019 with an 8-inch touchscreen and professional race car driver Colette Davis to demo it.
Vehicle. It actually allows you to feel the Banshee breathing against your legs. It's really cool. Flight of Passage is the newest ride on the list, and this highly immersive and thrilling experience begins right in the queue. There's a lot of detail from the outside of the mountain into the bioluminescent forest, and past the indoor lab with the floating animatronic. The lab's so detailed that it could very well be its own walkthrough attraction. The pre-show does a great job of explaining the story.
We're here in the Valley of Moira studying banshees and their environment.
With permission from the Navi and in partnership with Alpha Centauri Expeditions, we can now bring this amazing experience to you.
And this is what allows you to experience the beauty of this lush landscape. You even get to smell the scents of Pandora. Flight of Passage offers a breathtaking experience and is an excellent example of modern Disney storytelling. Number 2. As you head down Sunset Boulevard at Hollywood Studios, the rows of palm trees lead to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. It's a fully immersive experience that's unlike any other drop tower ride out there.
2 minutes.
Before falling 130 feet at speeds
I don't need to charge it.
39 miles per hour, you like to dig
I
your
don't
way
need
through
to
the
charge it.
cobwebs of this abandoned 1930s
2 minutes.
hotel. From the cracked fountain in the courtyard to the deserted hotel lobby into the library with the iconic pre-show and then through the boiler room, it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the ride storytelling. There's a lot of detail that went into Tower of Terror. Once you enter the fifth dimension, you never know what the experience is going to be like, since they use randomized drop patterns on the ride. You'll scream, laugh, and get an amazing bird's-eye view of the park, all while you experience this iconic Disney ride. Number 1. Closing the list off, we'll head back over to Magic Kingdom, where it's a zippity doo-dah-day on Splash Mountain. Sure, your log plunges down Chickapin Hill at 40 miles per hour, but that's just one element that makes this the best ride at Walt Disney World. At the heart, Splash Mountain is a classic Disney dark ride that features 69 audio animatronics telling the story of Brer Rabbit's adventures to find his laughing place. Before you even enter the dark ride scenes, the outside sections of the ride help establish the world of the Brer characters. Once you're inside, the sets are vibrant and there's many catchy songs that help tell the story. But this is one Disney ride that specifically has a clear beginning, middle, and end, while following a singular character. Brer Rabbit starts his journey, leaves home, gets into some trouble along the way, but he's able to make it through it all right. It's one of the longer rides on the list, with a ride time of just over 10 minutes. And there's really nothing like that grand finale scene with all the animatronics celebrating Brer Rabbit's return home. And there's many opportunities where you might get a little wet. Splash Mountain is the perfect blend of every element you could want in a ride. And that's why it's the best ride at Walt Disney World. So, in your opinion, what are the best rides at Walt Disney World? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you have any videos from the Disney parks that you'd like to share with us to be used in future videos, follow the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Click the TPM icon on the screen to subscribe to this channel, and check out some of these other videos which...
Hi. Hi. Already checking that? Uh-huh. You sure? Yep.
everything. I don't see it yet, you guys.